bunch of fantastic looking people in the house. Don't forget tonight's action is proudly brought to you by Cater, Sports Speed Academy, Sunday Road, Reborn Athletic, Build Up Recruitment, Abesco Lines and Awnings, SPR Projects, Cutting Edge Interiors, Peak Facilities, SKG, Join, NSW Electrical, Creative Sounds, Landscaping, and Sharks Coatings. Yes, the action is about to get underway at exactly 6 minutes' time. Sydney United and the Sutherland Sharks. Welcome to the Cauldron. We'll look at the Sydney United away team that's joined us right here in Don's country, the Shire. Goalkeeper number 1 is Ben Yanovich. Yanovich, of course, is the goalkeeper, and of course the second keeper will be Adam Pavlesic. Goalkeeper number 2, and our players, coached by Miro Vlastelica, assistant coach Thomas Sarge, will be number 3 playing Adrian Vlastelica. Tomoki Wada and Kyle Clementi, Gabriel Tilo, Liam McGinn, Anthony Krillage, Michael Blasser, and of course the substitutions are Max Borano, Anthony Kamelich, Adrian Canaz, Michael Krislovich, Joshua Azzi, and Farrow Coco, don't forget Nicholas Platazino, and Mason Wells. That is Sydney United, our visitors. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look at the Possums. Grace Point Possums under 7 and under 8. Give a round of applause, please. Come on, somebody. Yeah. They look amazing. The beautiful green and black colours. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the home sides. Of course, they're escorted out by our kids. Race Point Possums under 7 and under 8. Introducing our local team and Huckmire Sutherland Sharks wearing number 1, Daniel Nizich. Number 2, McDonald. Nicola, number 3. Mirongan, and number 4. Number 5, Perez, Jordan Perez. Riley, Hollingdale, Tamuki, or Fuka. Tarek Meyer, Danny Choi, Jacob McLaughlin, Nicholas Olsen, and the substitutions of James Busoy and Yuto Kokorio Richards. The wicket, Chianti Rizzi, Jackson Barter, Ty McGowan, Julian Fideli, all coached by our great coach David Perkovich. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the Sutherland Sharks. Make some noise!
And you're all very welcome along to this round 2 clash. It is the Sutherland Sharks playing their home opener against Sydney United 58. Now, Sydney United 58, the visitors, come into this game on the back of a real seesaw encounter. It was a 5-2 home win over University of New South Wales with a Michael Krislovich hat-trick stealing the headlines. He amazingly has not made the starting lineup. He will start off the bench, just showing the quality they have here in this team. But it was headlines of a different nature in the Sharks' 1-0 defeat to the Spirit. A dreadful off-the-ball foul on Jamie Perchevsky, who we hear is not too badly injured. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. But that, unfortunately, took the headlines away from what was a pretty tough game. 1-0 win to Spirit in the David Perkovich derby, as they were calling it. And David Perkovich himself, the new head coach of the Sharks, he will be hoping to get off the mark. 0 points last week in their defeat, but he'll be hoping to get off the mark this week in, as I said, is the home opener. And we'll bring you the team lineups. It is the Sharks. They are playing in their traditional all right. It's Nizic in goal. Thies van Armengen at the back. He goes by Thies, I've been told, so we will be sticking with that. It's Yanni de Perez at the back as Nick Olsen gets us going. Tarek Maya, Riley Hollingdale, Jacob McLaughlin, Takumi Afuka make up the midfield. And up front we will have Danny Choi and Nick Olsen. Now here is McDonald picking up the ball, looking to drop it inside now for Hollingdale. Hollingdale drops it outside for Choi. Danny Choi, left foot, swings it in, early chance. Just over Nick Olsen's head, but a great early chance there. Danny Choi and Riley Hollingdale linking up really well. We will bring you the Sydney United 58 team now. They are playing from right to left on your screen in their traditional red jerseys with white shorts and blue socks. And it is the evergreen Vedran Janjetovic in goal with Adrian Vlastelica at the back, who is about to take this goal kick, and he does. Bailey Rule, Liam McGing and Michael Glasic in the back. We'll pause for a second as Chimenti gets the ball to Prajina. Prajina drops it in, early shot. Great save from Nizic. And cleared away well. Ball not fully away. It's picked up there by Jordi Perez. Jordi Perez plays it long and away. But we've barely got time to introduce the lineups. There's been chances for both teams, but we'll take you through the rest of the lineups now. In midfield, Takomi Wada, Gabriel Tillo, Anthony Krilic and Nick Pratigina, who we saw on the ball there. And then up front they have got Mason Wells and Kyle Chimenti. Michael Kristlovich is on the bench, a hat-trick in your opening game. It was a 20 or so minute hat-trick. Is not enough to get you into the starting lineup. Miro Vlastelica, the coach, has chosen to stay with Chimenti, who was on the ball now, and plays it outside for Tillo. Tillo to get a cross in, and it's blocked away and out for our first corner of the game out on that right-hand side. Our officials today, Mujtaba Ibrahimi is going to be our centre ref. He's got Lance Greenshields on one side, Joshua Kermond on the other, and a famous name in officiating, our fourth official, Damian Dolovsky, son of Strebre, is our fourth official today. Now, 2 minutes on the clock, and Mujtaba Ibrahimi has got to get straight in there. We had the Super Bowl during the week, and it's looking like the line of scrimmage down there inside the 6-yard box. Players from both sides vying for position. It's Glasic and Vlastelica in the thick of the action, as you would expect. Two of the taller players. And Mujtaba Ibrahimi just having a little word with Vlastelica. And we've got Krilic directly on the penalty spot here. Not marked at all, Anthony Krilic. And we've got 7, 8, 9, probably 10 players right inside the 6-yard box. I think the Arsenal influence appears to be making its way to the NPL now. Ball floated in, and there is Krilic. Can't quite get up to it. Ball just inside the area there. Still can't get it away. Still can't get it away. And eventually Krilic does get the shot in, and it's blocked away. But 2 or 3 chances there to clear their lines. Southern Sharks couldn't quite get the ball away. And scrambling defence is usually the phrase you use, but it was scrambling attack there from Sydney United 58. Not letting them get the ball away. And the corner will come in now. It's Tomoki Wada. Down here he's got Tillo coming short for him. But, again, we've got that scrum of sorts forming inside the 6-yard box. Nizic is suggesting that he's having his feet trod on. Here comes the corner now. Floated right in towards the 6-yard box, and a back post there. Well, it evaded everybody. And coming in at the back post there, there's a chance for a header, but couldn't quite get it on goal. The ball floated over Nizic's head. And, we've had a couple of early chances now for Sydney United 58. But still, we stay at 0-0. But chances are plenty in this first few minutes of play. And now Nizic with one of those trademark long clearances all the way down. But McGing does well, and Vlastelica looking to get it clear with Danny Choi pressuring him. And now Olsen, and Olsen does well to keep the ball in play. He finds Choi, but Choi had strayed into an offside position there. The deflection coming his way, and he was in an offside position initially. It was McGing again who got on the end of that corner. And he is here on this near side. Well, he was briefly calling for a pass from Vlastelica, but they've thought better of it. And now Vedran Janjetovic, the evergreen Vedran Janjetovic, all in black, with his luminous yellow boots. And he clears it down inside the Sutherland Sharks half. Wada looking to control it, takes a touch, takes a second touch. off his shoulder and then looks to distribute it. Can't quite find Mason Wells, and they've turned it over to Riley Hollingdale, who finds McDonald. Hollingdale coming again, looking to play the ball inside. Ambitious pass there from Hollingdale, looking to find Olsen. Glassick got there first. Good battling in midfield there. A decision to make for our match referee, and he says it is going to be a throw-in red, which Krilich will make directly below our commentary position here. And, more decisions to make here. It's real fire and brimstone stuff here. Every challenge being questioned. Vlastelica called for the foul there, and Nicholas Olsen. But down below us, Mira Vlastelica explaining to our fourth official, Damian Delovsky, that there was a little bit of judo going on there that wasn't called. And now with a chance to play it out from the back, it's Nicolou. Looked for Hollingdale, decided to play the long switch ball across, which Bailey Rule intercepts really well. And he drops it down now for Tillow. Tillow stops and checks back inside. Tillow finds Rule, and then Rule drops it back for Glassick, who finds Vlastelica. Space and time, Vlastelica with a choice to make. Plays the ball in for Wada, kills it again beautifully. Wada finds Pradagina, flag stays down. Pradagina left foot across into the box. But lovely little dinked header there for Tarek Maya. And Maya brings it away now. It's end-to-end stuff here with Choi. Choi driving forward. Steps onto his favourite left foot is Donny Choi. And drops it back inside for Maya. Many, many years spent in the red of Sydney United 58, Tarek Maya. But he's on the opposite side now, wearing the 10 in the middle of midfield. Getting another touch back from Hollingdale. And again for Nicolau. And Nicolau short here from McDonald. McDonald inside for Choi. Nice interplay here from the Sharks, building nicely. Choi drops the ball in, looking to find Takumi Ifuka. The idea was right, but just a little bit too much elevation there from Danny Choi. Needed to go just one club down there, I think, to get it onto Takumi Ifuka's head. But, just chose the 9 iron and got under it just a little bit. Ball is played forward. Chimenti pressuring Nizic. And Nizic playing it long. McGinn seemed to call and say it was mine. And Glassick comes in there. Referee, well, looked like he was going to play an advantage for a moment, but calls us back. And making it back is the adjustment there against Nick Olsen. And McGinn to take. And he drops it, of course, for Vlastelica. Vlastelica sweeps it back over to left-hand side. Rule and Tillow right there. Little slip for the Sutherland Sharks defender. And Tillow drops it inside. Wada gets it, but gives it straight to Hollingdale. Hollingdale for Choi. Choi for Olsen. Is there another foul there? Another foul there. It's Glassick with the foul, and Nick Olsen seems to be saying, every time I get the ball, I'm getting fouled, and fouled early. It's me every time, sir, he seems to be saying. I can see, and I'm giving you the free kicks, which Tabi Ibrahimi seems to be saying back. A little bit of lip reading there. Now, here comes Maya. Steps inside one and drops it outside for Choi. McDonald making the run outside him. Decides to check inside and finds Hollingdale. There was a little look over his shoulder, Hollingdale. And sees that he's got support outside him. It's Jacob McLaughlin out there. And McLaughlin inside for Ifuka. Back for Hollingdale. And again for Maya. Looking confident possession here. Sutherland Sharks. Nicolou. Back again for Maya. Inching forward. Finds Ifuka. Ifuka can't quite control it. The rain is falling now at Seymour Shaw. It was blue skies about 5 or 10 minutes before kickoff as the ball makes its way into the crowd. It's a little bit of light rain falling now, but it's a beautiful field here at Seymour Shaw, newly relayed only last year, not even a year in fact. And, floodlights appear to have just gone on as well to help the players. And again it's Hollingdale coming short, looking for the ball and finding McLaughlin. McLaughlin plays it outside for Ifuka, and Ifuka back for McLaughlin, and McLaughlin back for Thies, the big Dutchman. You imagine he'd be used to these conditions. And again across to the far side. Played forward, but not quite in the safe way length there. The ball just evades Takumi Ifuka. Jacob McLaughlin with the pass there. And rain appears to be getting a little bit heavier now. It's coming straight on. I'll just mention the crowd here. It is an absolute packed house here. Every single seat taken. And up in the bar area, Smithy's Bar, absolutely packed up there as well. I had a look at the facilities earlier, and they are absolutely the best facilities I've seen at this level of football. Tremendous stuff. Now Mason Wells playing it over the top for Pradegina. Can he get a touch? Pradegina gets there first, does get a touch, gets a second touch. Looks to dinky the cross. Does the ball go out of play? No, it's kept in well by Pradegina. And he drops it now to the edge of the box for Mason Wells. He's closed down quickly at a second time. Still battling Wells. Eventually the ball is cleared by Hollingdale and it finds Olsen. Sutherland Sharks junior Olsen, who's come back to the club where he started his career. No foul there. We'll play on as Kredic gets the ball, and Kredic gives it directly back to Hollingdale. Hollingdale returns the favour, but then does well to win it back again. Steadying the ship here now a little bit. We've got McDonald now on this near side. Playing it short for Olsen. Olsen comes inside. A heavy touch though, but he gathers it himself. Olsen looks to drop it back inside for Choi. Can Jenny Choi get there? He can indeed, just stops it. Takes 2 touches back for McDonald. McDonald floats it in low. Kostelica just gets a heel onto it. And then Jelavic does enough to keep the ball in play. 10 minutes gone in this first half. It's helter-skelter stuff here. It was a bit of a dour affair last week. The Sharks and the Spirit on a tight pitch. But on the bigger pitch here, with conditions really favouring slick passing. And, it's been a very entertaining game so far in this first 10 minutes. Now, Nicolou drops it in for Maya. Back for Nicolou. Back for Olsen. He's quite deep. He's spreading it out to this near side for McDonald. McDonald, at the second attempt, controls it and drops it back inside for Maya. Maya. Little slip there for Wada, giving Maya a little bit of room. Looks to play it in low. And then a second slip. That's Hollingdale slipping the second time. We did mention those conditions. The rain must be just sitting up on the top of the field as Janjetovic throws it out now for Wells. But, he's caught in possession almost immediately. And Maya picks it up. Finds Choi. Lovely little flick for McDonald. Back again for Nicolau. Back for Thies. And then Thies spreads it across for McLaughlin. McLaughlin back for Thies. Back for Nicolou. You can really see how they're trying to play here, the Sharks. Nice one-touch stuff, lots of movement, lots of options. It's a front three of Olsen, Afuka and Choi. And then ball contested in the air, Chimenti. Falls for Wells. Wells now spreads it out to that far side where it's picked up by Tillo. Gabriel Tillo checks back inside. Tillo, he does have a left-footed shot. But he chooses to chop it inside for Wells. Wells, little deflection. And out it goes for another corner. Several corners already for Sydney United 58. And Gabriel Tillo stepping inside. I called one of his very earliest games against St George City last year. He went down the right-hand side. He stepped in beautifully and curled a fantastic left-footed shot to salvage a point for Sydney United 58 in that game. And he was looking to do that again. Saw Mason Wells and decided to drop it off from him. And shot came in, deflected away, and we've got a corner now for Sydney United. Again, scrum of players all around the 6-yard box. One well in the air by Nicolou, one very well by Nicolou. And he drops it out for Bailey Rule. Rule stepping inside Choi. Another little slip there from Choi. Bailey Rule. Fancies a shot here, Bailey Rule. But, didn't quite get hold of it. No touches off a blue jersey. But, space seemed to open up in front from there, Bailey Rule. Coming across from his right back position. But, his shot didn't quite catch Daniel Lizic off his line. It didn't catch a defender. And so it's gone out for a goal kick, which Thies will take. And he finds Lizic. And Lizic looks to play it long. Ball just trickles out of play there. Jordi Perez looking to get on the end of it. Now ball comes forward, but picked up again by the Sharks. And they are going to build again from the back with Maya. Again, as the game settles here, you can see how the Sharks team are set up. They've got 3 at the back, they've got 2 wide, and then they've got Hollingdale, and here he is again, Hollingdale. The fulcrum in the middle of midfield with Tarek Maya beside him. And then overlapping runs coming from McDonald and from Jordi Perez. Jordi Perez in those bright orange and yellow boots playing a very similar role to the role he played at Spirit last year. And there he is, right on cue. Looking to find Takumi Afuka, but he can only find Gabriel Tillo. And now Glassick drops it forward for Rule. Rule in for Tillo. Tilla drops it back inside again for Glossick. He's got options left and right, but a little collision there after the ball went away. Hollingdale and Glossick, and no advantage forthcoming. And so the referee decides to bring it back. Big man on small man, as they say in some other sports, Glossick, but Hollingdale won the physical encounter. But a little bit too physical, according to Mujtaba Ibrahimi. And turnover there again. A few too many turnovers, I would imagine, for Miro Veselica's liking. And City United 58 are in possession. But they're dropping back quickly as soon as they lose possession. They've got just one up front here in terms of the high press in Chimenti. And now here comes Wada looking to press as well. But the Sharks building now with McDonald. And dropping it back for Nicolou. Nicolou for Thies. Thies spreads it across for McLaughlin. McLaughlin finds Perez. And back again for McLaughlin. And again for Thies. And again now for Nicolou. They're really sitting back here, City United 58. They seem very happy to let the Sharks have the ball and maintain possession in their own half and play the ball around as they are. And Hollingdale again for Thies. Thies. Well, he looked like he was going to long it, but then drops it in short for McLaughlin. McLaughlin for Perez. Got a Fuka going around the outside. Perez is forced to check back inside again. Finds McLaughlin. Again, short touch for Maya. Maya and McLaughlin exchanging passes. 2, 3, 4 exchanges. They're going to have to come around to this near side, and they do with Nicolou. Choi. Now a little bit of space in front of Danny Choi if he wants to move into it. He does, and then drops it out for McLaughlin. McLaughlin back for Nicolou. First time, floats it in to Fumi Fuka. Leaves it for Perez. Perez drives in the shot. Just not quite gathered by Vedran Janjetovic. Again, the conditions coming into play here a little bit perhaps. Still a little bit of rain trickling down. But, ball evaded the grasp of Vedran Janjetovic. And the Sharks now will have a corner out on that far side, and it's Hollingdale who's heading over there to take it. A little bit of a different setup here. They've got 4 players playing a zone defence inside their own 6-yard box, and then it's man marking on the edge of the box. And, the Sharks not committing too many men. They've got Olsen and Afuka just hovering on the edge, hovering with intent. So here comes the corner now. Floated in low. And Vlastelica gets there first and gets the ball away really well, all the way down towards the halfway line. And they push out quickly. Maya back with Perez. Perez looking to switch it. It's half charged down there. And the ball comes to Wada. But he gets an unfortunate bounce from a Sydney United 58 point of view. And then Nicolou, little clash of heads there, is there? No, he's recovered quickly as Nicolou. And here's Krilic. Krilic looking to get the ball away, but he recovers well, Nicolou, from that little knock. And then Vlastelica versus Choi. Only going to be one winner there in the air. Captain Fantastic finds Wells. Wells across for Rule. Does he fancy another shot here, Bailey Rule? No, chooses to drop it outside. And then Tillo steps inside a second time. Tillo with the left foot. Gabriel Tillo gets the opening goal for Sydney United 58. Well, just 2 or 3 minutes ago, he tried the same thing. He stepped inside and he was closed down. But not closed down this time. And with 18 minutes on the clock, it is Gabriel Tillo who opens his account for Sydney United 58. In the number 12 jersey, he and Bailey Rule have been very active. And Miro Veselica is calling them across here. He's absolutely livid about something. They've got to get back inside their own half here. It's Pradagina and Krilic who are getting somewhat of the hairdrop treatment there, as Alex Ferguson used to call it, from Miro Veselica. And he's instructing Krilic to drop back. He's got McDonald here on this side. He's in an absolute ton of space. He's told Pradagina to push forward a little bit. Down on his hunches. He is not. They've just scored. And he's looking like the angriest man at Seymour Shaw, stepping back into his technical area. But, no celebrations at all for the goal there. But, that changes nothing about the score. It is 1-0 now. Sharks are going to get straight back into it. Choi. And there is Pradagina doubling back with his defensive duties. Ball's floated into the box. To head it away there by Rule and helped out by Mason Wells. And our goal scorer, Tillo, in possession again. Cementi looking to get the ball, but just goes a little bit too long. Thies is there. And he finds McLaughlin, and McLaughlin in turn finds Thies again. Who finds Maya? They soaked up the pressure brilliantly, Sydney United 58. Sat back, and then a half chance presented itself, and they took it. Now, Olsen, just on the edge of the box. Olsen, some fantastic dancing feet. Olsen again, he's taken down, and it's a penalty. Has the referee given a penalty? The challenge there was right on the edge of the box. Oh, no, perhaps a change of mind here. Is the free kick being given on the edge of the box? The referee initially pointed directly to the penalty spot, but he is now hovering just on the edge of the box. City United 58 argued that it wasn't a foul at all. David Perkovic on the edge of his technical area. It is now not. Well, it's not a penalty. The referee initially pointed directly to the penalty spot. Didn't get a signal from his assistant referee on this side. And with just over 20 minutes gone, we do not have a penalty, but we do have a free kick in a very, very dangerous position. It's Maya and Olsen standing over the ball. David Perkovic down on the edge of his technical area. If there isn't a goal scored here. Now, Olsen. Just away and wide. David Perkovic looking very perplexed as he walks back to the dugout. It was a very close run thing. From our vantage point, it certainly looked like there was some contact. The location of the contact looked to be right on the fringes of the box. Initial indications were that it was a penalty, but clarified by our match referee, Mujtaba Ibrahimi. And the result of all of that is that we will have a goal kick, which Jajanovic will take. And he crosses halfway again. And it's Thies and Cementi. Thies has got a significant height advantage there. Now McLaughlin coming back. And he had left the ball. McDonald, I beg your pardon. Lockie McDonald coming back there. And he had left the ball for Daniel Nisic. With Carl Cementi lurking with intent. The ball, from a Sutherland Sharks point of view, safely into the hands of Nisic. Now Olsen. Great ball into space. Afuka. Flag stays down. Terrific defender coming across there. Michael Glassick, McGinn and Vlastelica. Oh, looks solid at the back there so far. 22 minutes gone. A quarter of the way through this game. And it is Sydney United 58 who have absorbed the vast majority of the pressure. It is the Sutherland Sharks who've had the vast majority of the possession. But as is often the case, it is the team that is soaking up the pressure that does something on the breakaway, and they absolutely did. It was Gabriel Tillo with a lovely left-footed shot low into the corner of the goal, beating Daniel Nisic. And so with a quarter of the game gone, home side Sutherland Sharks 0, the away team Sydney United 58-1. Now Nicolo being pressed hard by Wada. And Thies spreads it across for McLaughlin. Maya calling for it short. A little bit of heavy touch there from Tarek Maya. So he retrieves the ball himself and brings it out now for Nicolo. A little bit of space in front of him to run into Nicolo. Plays the pass now for McDonald. McDonald's got Pradagini there. McDonald drives it in low. But Kritić does well to get it away. And then Wada gets a touch, but only as far as Maya. Maya pivots on the ball nicely. Finds McLaughlin. And McLaughlin in turn for Perez. Perez with Bailey Rule to Kumi Afuka. No flag. Afuka drops it back inside. Inside now for Hollingdale. Looking to play it short. A little deflection there. Wada and McGinn slightly getting in each other's way. But the upshot of it all now is the tall Michael Glassick strolling away and drops it outside for Kritić. Kritić back inside for Vlastelica. Takes a touch. And then back for Jajanovic. And Jajanovic laces through the ball. And it's there for Nicolo. Pradagina. Can't quite get there. McDonald gets there first. And he drops it inside for Nicolo. Nice little touch there from Nicolo. To find Thies, who in turn finds McLaughlin. And again, the pattern replays. Sydney United 58, sitting back, not pressing high. Leaving the Sutherland Sharks in possession. And now Choi having to come deep to get it. Finds Maya. Maya back for Choi. Choi switches the play beautifully. Looking to find Perez out on that far side, and he does. Perez drops it inside for Afuka. Afuka takes a nice touch. Tillo pressuring him. Drops it back inside from McLaughlin. McLaughlin finds Choi. Heavy touch from Choi, but does well to recover. Danny Choi now, little step over. Drops it outside here for Nicolau. Nicolau shaping for a shot. Chooses to retain possession. And finds McDonald. McDonald back for Nicolau. Nicolau got movement in front with every single Sydney United 58 player back in the final third of the field. Now just Chimenti forward. Perez, Afuka. Great tackle from Bailey Rule. Can he break with the ball now? Bailey Rule, he can. And he drops it inside for Chimenti. Just behind Chimenti there. And immediately, Sharks pick it up. And they're going again now with Shaw. He's got Afuka outside him. And he finds him. Takumi Afuka against Tillo. Afuka looking to go around the outside. Ball still in play. Floats it into the box. But McGing is there. Wins it well. Drops it out. Hollingdale picks up the pieces. And then he drops it back again for McLaughlin. McLaughlin inside for Perez. Perez floats the ball into the back post. Chester had a goal! There's the goal! There's the equaliser! It is Lucky McDonald from this outside right position who came across. The ball floated in from the left-hand side. No red jersey attacking the ball. And it is Lucky McDonald. We are locked at 1-1. 25 minutes gone. And it is Lucky McDonald ghosting in from the outside right, an old-fashioned outside right position. No comment there from Miro Vlastelica. He was livid before that Pradžina and Krilic were not hovering back and defending. And applause from David Perkovic for the cross from Jordi Perez. That came in, a beautiful cross, floated in. And Vedran Janjetovic has stayed down after that goal has gone in. Now here is the conversation for Pradžina. And both sets of players looking to take the opportunity to have a little drink of water. We mentioned that he was the evergreen Vedran Janjetovic, but he has gone down. And when you see a player with that amount of experience going down, it's a concern. It is certainly a concern. They've got Adam Pavlicic is the substitute goalkeeper in the number 1 jersey.
And as the boys come from West, welcome.
Let's just see if we can see him warming up at all.
8 or younger. Do you want a chance to lick some Sharks match? Get ready for exciting
well, we're going to have to get used to this because in the upcoming World Cup they're going to have these hydration breaks.
That's what we'll need to get ready for the challenge.
And so in this break, well, there's an actual press box here at Sutherland Sharks, and we have our matchday reporter Keane McKenna here. So I might get Keane to just give us a little bit of an assessment of how he thinks the first half has gone so far. Over to you, Keane.
Well, I was thinking that Sydney United were set up very well during this opening 25 minutes. Very defensive. They knew Sharks were wanting to play with the ball, wanting to have that possession. But then finally, took a moment of brilliance. McDonald got in behind the back line there, got that header in. Well-deserved 1-1, I think. And we're set up for a good end to this first half and for the rest of this game. Over to you, David.
NPL men's New South Wales, Sutherland Sharks versus Sydney United. The score is 1-1.
Thanks, Keane. Just again to talk about the facility here. The facilities here are absolutely incredible. The Smithies bar over to the left-hand side, absolutely packed out. The stands here packed, the field refurbished, and we have a little press box here as well, which is one of the better facilities at the NPL. So the match reporters, sometimes the technical staff from the teams position themselves up here as well. But these are the sort of facilities, and we know that that's within the aspiration of this club. These are the sort of facilities that the Australian Championship are going to expect. Now, Olsen, is he taken down again? Olsen, he recovers well. He's got Tillo there, holding him up, 21 against 12. Drops inside for Perez. Now, Perez, can he repeat the trick? Drives in the cross. Just evades Choi, and there's our goal scorer. Lucky McDonald drops it back. Hollingdale finds Olsen, very tight in there. Tarek Maya looking to get past Krilic, but Krilic does well. And now it finds Nicolau. Nicolau playing the ball beautifully for Choi. Excellent control with his left foot. Just to drop it back inside. Maya can't quite get the touch. Maya just evades him. And a chance to break here. And it's Tillo again. Tillo against Perez. But, Perez does really well. And then clears the ball to ensure that there's no quick throw-in taken. Nice little bit of experience there from Jordi Perez. But seems to be still walking a little bit gingerly. Vedran Janjetovic in the 20 jersey. He's just out on the edge of his box. We'll keep an eye on that just to see how he's going. And difficulty recovering the ball now. The ball seems to have gone over that far side. But an eager fan, and also David Perkovic. Still got it, David Perkovic. Little touch. Let's hope he hasn't pulled a muscle doing that. But, well, he's gone down in the tunnel after he's played the pass. I hope he hasn't pulled a muscle. But, we're going to have a throw in out on that far side. It's Mason Wells with the ball in his hand, and he drops it off for Bailey Rule. Rule returns the favour back to Wells. Wells looking to evade 2 or 3 defenders there, and well, the ball comes back off Mason Wells in the end, and it is going to be a throw now to the Sharks. Jordi Perez out on that far side with that beautiful assist for the Lockie MacDonald goal. Now Perez, terrific long throw, looking to find a Fuka. Bailey Rule wins it in the air, but at the expense of another throw in. Just trying off the ball there is Jordi Perez. Maybe a little fraction of rain still coming down. But just getting the ball dry so he can throw it. And again, he finds Bailey Rule. And little collision there. Well, that's the second time that Nick Olsen has been called for making a back, blocking the path of a defending player. And it was Michael Classic that time that collided with him. But he's been involved in all the free kick action. Certainly has Nick Olsen. And now McGing and Vlastelica standing over the ball, and Classic looking to get a short pass. McGing, they're still having to think about this. McGing plays it short. Wada exchanges pass with Tillo. Perez is there again, and he drops it off for Maya. And Maya for Afuka. If Afuka can get a touch there, there's lots of real estate in front of him. But, McGing does a really good job there. Liam McGing, the Irish connection with Liam McGing. He played with Finn Harps in the Irish League, and if there are many people watching this broadcast today who know about Finn Harps, they're a quite small club in Donegal in the far northwest of Ireland. But, Liam McGing had a season there a few years ago. You'd always find an Irish connection somehow. Now back to the action. Danny Choi. Oh, Danny Choi, he's pulled up sore there. Danny Choi, and he has come straight from the field. Danny Choi holding his right hamstring, and that does not look good. And nice sporting behaviour there from Krilic. Plays the ball out. That does not look good at all. And as is mentioned there by our ground announcer, excellent sportsmanship there from Krilic. Just drops the ball out of play. Danny Choi was reaching for the ball, trying to get there, and immediately you could see the pain etched across his face. And it looks as though we might be in for our first substitution of the game. I was going back into the vault, looking at the history of these two clubs and these two players. Danny Choi in round 1, 2016, so exactly 10 years ago, made the team of the round, playing for Blacktown City at that point in 2016. And somewhat bizarrely, also on that team of the round was Anthony Tomlich, who is among the substitutes here for Sydney United today. So exactly 10 years ago, round 1, Danny Choi and Tomlich, but Danny Choi is almost certainly going to make his way off, and he is indeed. Applause all round for Danny Choi, and it is Kukuyo who is going to be making his way on in the 14 jersey. He has had to quickly get himself ready down below us. Yuto Kukuryu. So Kukuyo comes on, and another one of the Japanese contingent. And I always think this is an interesting one. Very sporting play from Krilic. He plays the ball out, and then the other team gets the ball, and this does seem to be the convention. Knocks it all the way back to the goalkeeper. So they did have the ball down quite near the Sharks box, but you give the ball back down the other end of the field. It's an interesting way that convention has played out. But, it played out that way again, and not quite for sporting reasons this time. But Sydney United 58 give the ball back to the Sharks, and they'll build again for the back. Now this will be interesting to see how they set up, what they change about their makeup. He's a out-and-out attacking player, is Danny Choi, and a much more defensive-minded player is Yuto Kukuryu, we've been told. And you can see him now sitting in one of those fulcrum positions alongside Riley Hollingdale. And, we'll just see if they change their formation around. Tarek Maya looking to be much more advanced now, so perhaps it is Maya who will take over that more attacking-minded role. So we'll see as the play develops. Now, Hollingdale Plays it short. Not quite to feet, just away from McDonald, but they've given it away almost immediately. Now Olsen for Perez. Perez! Beautiful shot there with the outside of his left foot. A kind of Roberto Carlos Brazilian style to play the ball across the front of yourself with the left foot. But just a little bit too high. And over Vedran Janjetovic's bar. 10 minutes or so of normal time to go. We'll have a few minutes of injury time for the Danny Choi injury and for the Janjetovic injury. So you'd imagine somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes still to go in this game. Now Krilic across for McGing. Plays it short for Wells, who finds Glassick, who finds Rule, who finds Tillow. Tillow just slips briefly, but regains his feet. Tillow down the outside. Too much pace for McLaughlin. Tillow. Still Tillow. But Nizic will come out to the edge of his box here. The edge of his 6-yard box, I should say. And just slides past the ball and lets it roll out. But you can see the pace there. Gabriel Tillow versus Jacob McLaughlin. And Gabriel Tillow had pace to burn there and a few extra meters. But just took a slightly too heavy touch, which meant Nizic could come out and just escort the ball out of play. Now Hollingdale is back, plays it back for Nizic. And Nizic now over to the left-hand side of his 6-yard box, plays it forward, looking for Olsen. Bailey Rule is there again. And there is McGing, the former Finn Harps man. And he leaves it for Mason Wells. He plays it forward to Chimenti, who had not gotten back on side yet, so he chooses to leave the ball. And it rolls through for Nizic, who drops it back for Thies. Thies again, getting the return pass. And now Nicolou for McDonald, our goal scorer. McDonald steps inside, looks to find Hollingdale, but it's just behind him. And so Wada and Hollingdale battling for the ball. Lovely little touch from Wada for Krilic. Krilic for Chimenti. Flag goes up. It was actually for Mason Wells, I beg your pardon, but he just went a fraction early there, Mason Wells. That was exactly the right idea. The ball into space there. But couldn't quite hold his run for long enough, Mason Wells. One of the more straightforward offside decisions for our assistant referees to make today. Now, a little heavy touch there from Hollingdale. Olsen helps him out and does really well and gets it back for Perez. Perez, no one really to aim at in the box here for Perez. So he chooses to switch it across and he finds McDonald again. McDonald for Maya. Maya, can he get a touch? Just got a feather-light touch on that, Maya. And then Lee McGing sweeping across behind. Gets the decisive touch and out it goes for a corner, which Nick Olsen will take. They're playing that zone defence again inside the 6-yard box. Gianni Nicolou is now being picked up by Bailey Rule, and then it's man-to-man again as it was before, just on the edge of the box. Hollingdale hovering on the edge. Now, here comes the corner, floated into the edge of the 6-yard box. McGing heads it, but it's gone straight up in the air. Wood again by Thies. A bit of a quarter shout for handball there. I don't think not even a half shout for handball. Now, Perez gets the touch. Can he find Nicolou? He can't. Vlastelica does well. Is he caught? He is indeed. They probably wanted the advantage there, Sydney United, but referee calls it back. Wada drops it off for McGing. Our commentary position here is not quite as close as it is at Christie Park. We're maybe 20 metres away from David Perkovic. We're usually 2 metres away at Christie Park, but you can hear almost every word he says as the ball is floated forward for Nizic. And he then rolls it out for Perez. Wasn't best pleased about the positioning of the free kick there, David Perkovic. And he is letting Damian Delovsky know that we were made to move to the exact spot. But that standard has not been maintained. Now Hollingdale steps inside Vlastelica. Until the very last minute for Stelica, and then holds his position. Hollingdale has to go around him and then takes a slightly heavy touch. But again, the ball has come back. And here is Afuka for Hollingdale. Hollingdale returns it back. Thies. Outside for Kukurio. Little no-look pass for Afuka. Leaves it for Perez, and now lots of options for Perez. Drives it in low. Gets a little touch off a defender. Vedran Janjetovic patrolling the edge of his 6-yard box. Does really well to pick it up. And now he looks to kick. Let's see how he is after that clearance. Looks to be okay now. And now chance to break. Mason Wells driving forward. Wells. Still Wells. Is there a foul there? There is indeed. And are we going to have our first card of the day? Well, a little bit of push and shove there. That was very silly stuff. It's going to be a yellow card for the foul. Oh, and well, Vlastelica comes right over. That is very silly stuff. Adrian Vlastelica comes right over. There were raised hands there. I'm not sure how much contact there was, but we're going to have cards of some description for sure. There was going to be a yellow card at a minimum for Yuto Kokuru, but Adrian Vlastelica came in all the way from his central defensive position. There was raised hands. Kokuru went down, and now Mujtaba Ibrahimi is calling in his assistant. His assistant on this near side looked to have a bit of a look at this, and it's a rather nervous looking Adrian Vlastelica as he looks across. A couple of Sharks players letting the referee know what they saw. I wouldn't characterise it as a karate shot, but there were definitely arms raised, a hand raised right around the neck of Yuto Kokuru, who was going to be booked for a foul on Mason Wells. But there was a little bit of push and shove. There was other people getting involved. And still now on that far side, Mujtaba Ibrahimi deep in conversation with his assistant on that near side. And we can see on this near side the assistant referee as well. They've all connected with their earpieces, as is Damian Dalovsky, and there is deep conversation going on. Our assistant referee on this near side has got his notebook out and his pen at the ready, so that would seem to suggest that we are definitely going to see some cards. Now, decision time, and it's a red card coming out. There's a red card coming out, and Adrian Vlastelica is looking like he is going to be on the receiving end of a red card for what looked like a quite silly incident. He raised his hands, and the referee has judged that to be a red card offence for the captain, Adrian Vlastelica. And now let's see what's going to happen on the other side. Others were involved as well. Daniel Nizic is being called across, and the number 14 Yuto Kokuru is being called across, and there are yellows for Nizic and yellow for Kokuru and a red card for Adrian Vlastelica, and he comes across here 40 minutes or so gone when that incident occurred, and he is trudging across here. Adrian Vlastelica, his dad of course is the coach, gives him a bit of a consoling pat on the shoulder, but Adrian Vlastelica, red card. As they say, he gave the ref an opportunity to give him a red card there. He didn't need to get involved. He came across. He's playing central defence, so he had a long way to travel, and there were arms raised and a hand raised up around the neck of Yuto Kokuru, who was definitely going to be booked for the foul. A bit of a rush of blood for sure, Keane McKenna has suggested to me, and I 100% agree. Now, the upshot of all of that is we're going to have a dangerous free kick for Sydney United 58. They find themselves down to 10 men. Here comes the free kick, and collects the top of the wall, and it collects the head of Yanni Nicolou, who has gone straight to ground, and we're going to have another moment's pause. 43 minutes gone on the clock here at the fantastic scoreboard at the left-hand end of the field here, as you're looking. But I think we're going to have maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 6 more minutes. There's been a red. There's been a few injuries. We had a somewhat impromptu water break, and we can see now below us, yes, Damian Dalovsky is preparing the board. We will just start with the drop ball. Nizic is still protesting his innocence, saying that he was grabbed by the collar. But in synopsis, 2 yellow cards, one for Daniel Nizic, the captain of the Sutherland Sharks, one for Yuto Kokuru, our mid-game substitute, and the other captain, Adrian Vlastelica, has been given his marching orders. And so for the remaining 50 or so minutes of this game, the Sharks will have a man advantage. And they're looking to make that pay now with Jordi Perez. Back from McLaughlin. You can see much more space now. The man at the centre of that incident on the ball, and he drops it outside for Fuka. Fuka takes a touch. Gets inside 1. Can he get inside 2? He finds Hollingdale. Hollingdale turns. And our goal scorer, Gabriel Tillo, plays the ball. Hollingdale wins it back. Tillo is there. Great battle for possession. And now Perez again, looking to go around Mason Wells. Looking to go around Bailey Rule. Can he win himself a corner? Did really well there. 2 players in red closing him down. The best he could do, you'd imagine, was get a corner there, and he's done exactly that, Jordi Perez. And we will have a corner. They've got quite a few tall players still in their team. McGing and Glassick still out there, and they will be the ones doing the majority of the defending from this corner. Now 5 minutes, yes, as we predicted, 5 minutes.
Transitional 5 minutes
of added time here. 5 minutes of added time. Now here comes the corner. Can the Sharks go into the break? They've got a man advantage. Can they have a goal advantage going into the break? Corner floated in. It's evaded absolutely everybody. Well, very, very certain they were there, the Sutherland Sharks, that there was a hand on the ball, but nothing given. They play on. Olsen finds a Fuka. He's got McDonald going around the outside. Chooses to drop it back for Nicolo. Nicolo floats it in now to the back post. In the air. Vetran Janjevic has the time and space to jog across. And he's going to take it quickly. Let's see how they're setting up here at the back now. With 10 men, it's McGing and Glassick right in the middle, as you'd expect. Bailey Rule at right back, and Krilic has now dropped back into left back. So they're playing a back 4 by the looks of things. Rule, McGing, Glassick, and Krilic. Mason Wells has dropped back. Well, they're actually just looking like they're going to play a 5 and a 4 here to see out the half. Chimenti has dropped back. Mason Wells is there. Tillo is there in midfield. Protegina also there, as is Wada. So they're playing a sort of 4-5 with, or a 4-4, I should say. With Chimenti slightly forward. But now every single player in red back, looking to hold out here until half time if they can. Perez, he's the man over. Perez, a little bit ambitious there from Jordi Perez. Just one of the 5 minutes of extra time gone so far. And Janjevic, you'd imagine, will try and slow things down here. And he does indeed, looking behind him, having a check, waiting absolutely as long as he can, using all of his experience to run the clock down, and then plays the ball long, just over the head of Mason Wells, and that's Thies who picks it up, and he finds a Fuka. Fuka evades the tackle of Bailey Rule out there on that far side, and it's a free kick, and a chance to send players forward again. McDonald, our goal scorer, has gone forward straight away right now here on the edge of the box. He's in a lot of space. Perez, Afuka, back for Maya. Kukuyo, Maya, back for Maya again. Patient build up. And it's Thies again for Kukuya. Almost getting each other's way here a little bit, the Sharks. Maya, McLaughlin, and now for Nicolo, and he does have space in front of him, Nicolo. And he's got Perez calling for it at the back post, Jordi Perez, but the ball is floated up from the Sutherland Sharks' point of view. Floated up just a little bit too much. And Janjevic takes the ball. 3 minutes of the added 5 gone. You'd imagine they would 100%. Well, you would imagine that they would take being at 1-1, but Tillo, our goal scorer, wins it down, does really well. Tillo now, does he go to the corner flag and run out the clock? He does, and he tried to win himself a corner there that would have run a few more minutes off the clock, but excellent play from Jordi Perez, just does enough to keep the ball in play. And now Perez plays it long. He's only got Olsen there, looking for it. And McGing lets it run out. And you'd imagine he will take his time as well. Well, it's actually taking a touch off a red jersey on the way. And so we're going to have a throw. A last chance, you'd imagine, of this first half. For the Sutherland Sharks, they don't appear to be in a particular rush to get the game going again. McLaughlin out for Thies, and Thies down here for Nicolo. Nicolo drops it down for McDonald. McDonald steps inside Krilic as he pulled back there. He is indeed. And just down there you can see there's another camera crew here today. Of course, the Sutherland Sharks making a documentary about the rebirth and the rebrand and the relaunch of the club. And now taken quickly, Maya, is he onside? He is indeed. Maya pauses, drops it back onto his favourite right foot. Back again for Hollingdale. Hollingdale for Nicolo. Nicolo for Perez. Perez gets it again. Will he shoot here, Perez? He does indeed. Jordi Perez comes off McGing. The ricochet favours initially Sydney United 58, and then Thies plays it short for Maya. Back for Thies. He's got 2 or 3 options in front of him. Chooses McDonald for Hollingdale. McDonald round the outside. Hollingdale drops it back inside now for Maya in for Thies, again for Perez. Referee's had a little glance at his watch. Afuka looking to turn, just finds Wada, and there in fact is the whistle for half time. A very eventful first half. We go in to the break with the scores at 1-1. Gabriel Tillo, not necessarily against a run of play, but certainly against a run of possession, opened the scoring on the 18th minute for Sydney United 58. The equaliser came from a lovely header on the far right hand side from Lockie MacDonald, from an excellent cross from Jordi Perez, and then as we approached half time, Adrian Stelica, the red mist descent, he struck out at Yuto Kokuryu, and Mujtaba Ibrahimi produced the red card, and so at half time it is a goal apiece, but it is 10 men against 11 as we head into the second half here at Seymour Shaw Park, and we'll pause it there. See you for the second half.
Challenge is on. Let's go. All the under sixes, please.
And we're just getting ready for the second half, and as I mentioned, a fantastic setup here at Seymour Show. We've got a press box, and our matchday reporter Cian McKenna is here, so we're just going to get Cian's impression of how that first half went. I'll pass it over to you, Cian.
Thanks, David. Well, it was a very even first half from what I thought. I thought Sydney United were the better of the two sides. They came in with a game plan. They set up for that low block, allowing Sutherland to have most of the ball in that first half. And really, outside of Sutherland's goal, they held a very strong defence, only being caught out that one time. However, that red card just 3 minutes from time for the captain, Vladalica, does change the complete scenario of this second half. Though Sutherland were in this similar position last week against NWS Spirit. They had 20 minutes against a 10-man side and wasn't able to get anything from that game. Now with 45 minutes, a new challenge for them. See whether they were practicing against a 10-man during the week, see if practice has paid off, and see if they can find a second goal here and get a win on the home opener. Back to you, David.
Thanks so much, Cian. Good insights there. Now, we're going to be, looks like there's going to be a couple of substitutions. Our hat-trick hero from last week, Michael Krislovich, looks like he is coming on, and it seems that it's Kyle Chimenti. We haven't had the official announcement, but Kyle Chimenti, we cannot see him out there on the field. And hat-trick hero, Michael Krislovich, is out there, and it's very nice for us because he is in the number 19, replacing the number 9, and also coming on in the number 5 jersey is Anthony Tomilich. Anthony Tomilich, as we mentioned, who was in that team of the week from round 1 in 2016. And so Tomilich is going on there in the middle of midfield. Tillo, we're just going to have our little count up. Yes, Gabriel Tillo is still there. And Baby Rule is still there. Timoki Wada is there. Is it Nick Pradagina, maybe, who has made way? We haven't got confirmation from our 4th officials board, but we know Anthony Tomilich is out there in the number 5 jersey, and as soon as we have the confirmation, we'll confirm who has made way. Now, a hat-trick today would be absolutely incredible from the number 19. A hat-trick last week, and those goals came in the 75th, 85th and 88 minutes on his NPL debut. So an absolute quick-fire hat-trick, and he is out there now hoping to repeat, at least somewhat repeat that trick. Now, Kukuryu finds Thies. Spreading the ball out to that far side. They were looking to make this man advantage count. Nicolau. There's the new man, Tomilich. And he gets the ball away. And, well, he leads with the a quite high foot there, Anthony Tomilich. And again, in the centre of all the action, Yutu Kukuryu. And he is caught on the shoulder, it appears. No yellow card forthcoming. It certainly didn't look like there was any malice intended there from our new man, Anthony Tomilich, in the 5 jersey. But, it's going to be a free kick in a certainly it's a dangerous position because you've got an opportunity to get the ball up and down and over the wall. The wall perhaps not quite the full distance away, but Mujtabi Ibrahimi is happy with that positioning. And it's Nick Olsen in his pristine white boots who is shaping for this. No, leaves it for Hollingdale. And just got under that. We'll use our golf analogy again. Just got the wrong club there a little bit. Did Nick Olsen. And looks as though it's and you can look up. It's a good opportunity actually to look up at the facilities here at Seymour Shaw. An absolutely terrific packed bar, Smithy's bar up there, looking resplendent. And they've got a new Founders Lounge again on the far left-hand side with it just looks like stadium-style seats, almost cinema-style seats, and that's for their VIPs. And they've got a couple of Socceroos, including Mitch Duke, up there today, we've been told. And great camera work there to pan up and give us an opportunity to see that. Really first-class facilities here. Now, Bailey Rule finds Tillo into space, finds Mason Wells. Mel's looking to find Rule. I'm not sure that he'd stayed on side there, Rule. So it perhaps benefited Sydney United 58. And it looks like it's Pradagina who's made way. Nick Pradagina in the 22 jersey is the player who has made way. Confirmation of that. Now Tillo. Ball ricocheting around. Mason Wells trying to get in the end of it. And Nick Olsen there again, trying to get the ball a second time and a third time. And, now back with Tomilich. And Tomilic finds Classic. In for Wada. Wada, lovely little turn there. But, no free kick given. He certainly felt he was fouled, did Wada. And now Nick Olsen. Pressuring again. And pressuring Janjetovic again. But, lots of space and time for Janjetovic to find Krilic, who in turn finds Classic. Back again for Janjetovic. And, the press coming thick and fast. But, Bailey Rule takes a lovely touch. But, great tackle there. Bailey Rule, does he catch him? He does indeed. I don't know if they keep stats on the amount of times you've been fouled in a game, but he'll be on his way to setting an NPL record here today, Kukuryu. He's been at the centre of all the controversy around tackles and cards. And we've still got more than 40 minutes to go in this second half. And so, interesting to see how they've set up. They've got Tillo, Gabriel Tillo here, our goal scorer. Playing forward, Krislovic still forward, and Mason Wells. They seem to have just left the midfield on its own. Tomilic is sitting back just in front of the back four. So they're playing almost two zones here, Sydney United, a defensive zone and an attacking zone, and just ceding the midfield to the Sharks team and giving them space to run into. And they've done exactly that with Perez. And Perez drops it back for McLaughlin, who finds Hollingdale, who in turn finds Nicolau. Nicolau, everyone behind the ball now. Now Hollingdale, can he get a touch? Can't quite control it. Wada takes it from him. And the ball comes forward, but Thies straight away has lots of options. Goes all the way back to Nizic, who in turn finds Nicolau. And back they drop again. Sydney United 58. Kukuryu driving forward again. They're just ceding all the territory. They're happy to do so, it appears. Sydney United 58. Every player behind the ball now. They're going to have to do something intricate to break through this defence. Olsen looking to find Maya. Can't quite do it. And is there a challenge there that is going to be penalised? There is indeed. Yanni Nicolau looking to stop Michael Krislovic, who is, of course, the top scorer in the NPL at the moment. It's just 1.5 rounds gone. And haven't checked all the scores from the games that we're already on today. But he will certainly, if he's not absolutely at the top, he will be right up there. Now, Bailey Rule. Great tackle there, Bailey Rule. The last touch, the last touch came off to Takumi Fuka. But, David Perkovic didn't appear to agree, and didn't appear to agree with where the throw was being taken. Not a man to stand on ceremony. Now, Classic. Spreading it out for Krilic. Krilic back inside for Classic. For Wada. Wada looking to switch it across to this near side. Tillo against Perez. Perez wins it well. Finds Tomilic. Tomilic drops it down for Rule. Looking to turn inside is Tillo. And a free kick awarded there. He was just clipped there. Gabriel Tillo. They're at the two opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of socks here, Bailey Rule. Bailey Rule has got the socks all the way down. Almost Mexico 86 style, showing my age. And Tillo, the exact opposite. He's got them all the way up, Thierry Henry style, over the knees. Now McGing drops it back in. Janjetovic. Well, just took a tiny bobble just as he was controlling it there, veteran Janjetovic, but he did well, managed to hold on to it. And now Sharks maintaining possession well, as you would imagine. They have got the man advantage here. And again with Kukuryu. Kukuryu, and he's caught late again, Kukuryu. Krislovic this time catching him. Perez floats it in, makes a little deflection off Tillo. And Krislovic, from our vantage point, it's going to be a 50-50 call for Mujtaba Ibrahimi as to whether he was caught late or not. Now Rule over the top for Tillo, the very pacey Tillo. McLaughlin does really well, gets back, gets on the end of it, just drops it back for Nizic. And it's played long. Rule wins it again. Perez, and those distinctive orange and yellow tropical coloured boots. Played out now to that far side for McDonald. Back inside, Nicolau finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin for Perez. Back again for McLaughlin. Peace and McLaughlin just exchanging passes. Lots of time on the ball here. Everybody behind the ball, firmly behind the ball. They've really set themselves up here. Parking the bus, as Jose Mourinho famously called it. Now, driven in low. Cleared away really well. Krilic gets there first. They're absolutely parking the bus. In 2 waves. It's 4 at the back and 3 at the front. And we've got scores from around the grounds as we wait for this corner to come in. Western City Wanderers a 4-0 win over Sydney FC Academy. Apia in what looks to be a cracker game, a 3-2 win over Spirit. And ST Raiders down to 10 men and 5-1 down in what many were predicting to be a relegation battle. But Sydney Olympic, I saw them last week. I thought they were very good, I have to say. And unlucky, gave away 3 goals from corners. They are 5-1 up against ST Raiders. Here we're down to 10 men. Thank you to Key McKenna for around the grounds. And now, speaking of corners, here comes a corner for the Sharks. Floated in. But, won really well by our substitute, Anthony Tomalich. And he drops it out for Hollingdale. Hollingdale for Nicolou. But, Mason Wells does well there. He's got space in front for Mason Wells to run into. Chooses to hold on to possession. He's got 3, 4, 5 Sharks around him. And he is not able to find a pass or maintain possession. And the odds are 5-1 against you. That is a big ask. Now, Olsen checks inside. Hold the ball. Olsen, left-footed shot! Just over the bar. Caught it beautifully. He had a similar shot like that last week against Spirit. Keeping the ball close to him. Playing slightly across it. And it just went over. And, well, a very interesting substitution here. The man who's been at the centre of lots of trouble, Yuta Kokoryu, has been substituted off. He was not best pleased with that. Why me, he said. He has been substituted off. And Richard Shiweki has come on. One of the players who was in fact part of the Sharks set up last year and scored some crucial goals as they avoided relegation. And so Richard Shiweki in the 17 jersey is on. They need a goal. And you've got to think, Yuta Kokoryu, defensive-minded player. When the other team are down to 10 men, you need more attackers out there. And Shiweki in the 17 jersey is a very attack-minded player. And he has gone straight up front. He's hovering near the penalty spot. Shiweki. And he will be looking to get on the end of the crosses that this man, Jordi Perez, will be hoping to supply. Perez drops it back inside for McLaughlin. Olsen sprays it wide. Our goal scorer, McDonald, drops it back for Shiweki with the header. Flag is up straight into the action though. Richard Shiweki in the 17 jersey. Ball is played forward. Daniel Lizic takes the touch. Got the ball forward very, very quickly there. To Sydney United 58. But ultimately there's a turnover again. And again they come. Just over 10 minutes gone, 11 minutes gone in this second half. And it's Tarek Maya inching forward. Finds Perez. As the ball go out of play. Doesn't quite get there in time, Jordi Perez. And our assistant well positioned on this near side. And we'll have a throw for Rule. Let's slow it down, says Tomalich, showing all of his experience. Let's slow it down. Let's get some players forward. Absolutely no rush whatsoever. And Rule steals a few extra metres and then gets it forward for Krstovic. Looked to be having his jersey tugged just a fraction. By Jacob McLaughlin there, but no free kick. And the Sharks come away now. Now in transition, Perez. Perez drives in the cross low. Gets past Rule, but not past McGing. And now here is Tillo. Tillo inside for Rule. Rule and Tillo working really, really hard together. Will that tell in the end? Let's see what both of these teams' pre-seasons were like. For many of the Sydney United 58 players, they were of course involved in the Australian Championship, eliminated early but still involved, which would have affected their pre-season. And some of the Sharks also involved, but many of them with different clubs, particularly Spirit. Let's see how the fitness holds for both teams. Now Perez, a little slip as he clears it, Perez, and catches the top of the dugout and catches the barrier and nearly catches a young fan, and his dad tells him to sit right down there because another millimetre or two and that young fan would have gotten the ball straight in the face. Now Ibrahimi, our referee, pauses for a moment. A jersey tug again for the second time, says Krstovic. But what about my jersey being tugged, says McLaughlin. And, he had one of those 6 of one, half dozen of the other decisions to make there, did Mujtabi Ibrahimi, and he has sided with Sydney United 58 this time around, and they are going to have a free kick in a very dangerous position. Still holding on at 1-1, but with Wada standing over the ball, Tamuki Wada, and Mason Wells there. This is an extremely dangerous position, almost identical position to where the Sharks had a free kick in the first half, and they didn't really make anything of it. Let's see. Mason Wells with his left foot. Is he going to whip one in with his left foot? Will it be Wada with his right? Just 3 in the wall. Daniel Nizic has paused. Now, Wells. Brilliant save from Daniel Nizic. He was perfectly positioned right in the middle of the goal. It was whipped in there by Mason Wells with that very dangerous left foot of his. But Daniel Nizic well positioned and just punches the ball away. And we return now to our Super Bowl situation of the first half. At the line of scrimmage, there are 10, maybe 12 players, might even be 14 players, all bunched together. And the corner is floated right in on top of Nizic. And he has to touch it over the bar. And everybody is appealing, both sides appealing, that there were fouls, that there's pushing, that there's jerseys being tugged. And I'm personally blaming Arsenal for this. They seem to be setting up like this in the Premier League, Arsenal, and it's been very effective for them. And we're starting to see that being copied all around the world. And now here at Seymour Shawfield as well. Nizic has got a wall of players in front of him. And he's got Wada coding it into the near post. And there's a little touch on there. And the touch came off a blue jersey. And Nizic is down. And Hollingdale is down on his haunches. He's saying that he was caught a head in the back of his head, he's saying. Tomilich also arguing his case in there. And it's a very chaotic situation. Is there going to be a pause here? Looks like Riley Hollingdale. Whenever there's a head injury, of course these days you always have to be careful. Nizic is stating his case. He's the captain, of course. And is it Yanni Nicolou that's being sent to the sidelines? It must be a little bit of blood there. Perhaps on his arm. There is indeed just a little bit of blood on his arm. And he has got to go off for that. So he's just calling for a bit of magic water. Now it's 10 against 10. Corner comes in at the near post. And it's headed up really well in a way there from Lockie MacDonald. Another corner. Will Yanni Nicolou get himself back on the field in time? A little bit of supervision from Damien Delovsky. Looks like it has to be a little bit of water, but then also a plaster of some description. And so it's still 10 against 10 here. And that is just total chaos in the middle of the 6-yard box there. Pulling and dragging. The ball comes in now, up to the back post. And it's headed, and it's in there! And it's Krilic with the header. Krilic in the number 16 jersey. Well, the Sutherland Sharks briefly reduced to 10 men with Yanni Nicolou off on the sideline with a little bit of blood on his elbow, and he had to change jerseys. A corner, a second corner, a third corner floated in, and somehow 15 minutes gone into this second half, it is 2-1 to the away side, and it is Krilic with the goal. And that is a real turn-up for the Bucks. They haven't been getting forward much, but they did really well to win a free kick on the edge of the box. Mason Wells drove in the free kick. Nizic punched it away, but then a series of corners resulted from that, all of them dangerous. And the third of those corners has resulted in a goal. And it is the number 16, Anthony Krilic, who heads the ball in, and the away team, the team down to 10 men, lead here by 2-1. 17 minutes gone in this second half. Sharks looking to respond immediately. Perez looking to get in behind Tillo. But Tillo does really well. Oh, and then very foolishly, Gabriel Tillo comes in and throws the ball at Jordi Perez. And again, just making it easy for the referee here. That is very, very silly. It was Perez and Tillo coming together, and Tillo is looking to get away from the scene of the crime. Janjetovic is getting involved, Perez is getting involved, Bailey Rule is getting involved. Now, Gabriel Tillo has done very well here. He has fled the scene of the crime, and he is hovering around the halfway line. There's a conversation here between Bailey Rule and Perez and our match referee, Mujtaba Ibrahimi. And, well, he's done very well to flee the scene of the crime. Our goal scorer, Gabriel Tillo. No yellow card for Perez for the original incident. Nothing for Bailey Rule. And also nothing for Gabriel Tillo, who a little bit impetuously threw the ball at Jordi Perez. And the upshot of all of that silliness is that we have a goal kick, which Vedran Jejenovic will take. And he drops it down. Perez contesting. Maya contesting. So our hat-trick hero, Michael Krislovic, just won the ball, but played it out for a throw-in. Now Nizic and Thies leave it for each other. Nicolo with that elbow now bandaged. Brings it forward. They've won the ball again here, Sydney United 58. Mason Wells played it into space. And Krilic has got the ball here inside the box. Krilic looks to step inside. Nicola, his changed jersey. Wada with the shot. Well, it's evaded Daniel Nizic just briefly, and they have almost gone into a 2-goal lead here. Somehow, the 10 men. And there's Richard Shueki going for the ball. Another bit of silliness. Richard Shueki was looking to retrieve the ball. There's trouble going on down on the sidelines here. The Sutherland Sharks bench exchanging words with the Sydney United bench. I did have a clear view of the incident. The ball was there just in the middle of the field, just slightly to the right of the centre circle. Richard Shueki was running across, looking to retrieve the ball. And it was Liam McGing who was also going in to retrieve the ball, but it was a Sharks ball. There was a bit of a coming together. Shueki looking to get the ball, and McGing went straight down. And both benches straight up. The Sharks bench were up. And we are going to have a card here. And it's going to be a yellow card for Richard Shueki. And he's trying to keep a lid on things here, Mujtaba Ibrahimi. But this is getting testier and testier as the minutes go by. And so we have a yellow card for Richard Shueki. And Mujtaba Ibrahimi has a bit of a job in his hands here, controlling these two teams. When the benches are up like that, the blood is high, and there is a very, very silly challenge from Gabriel Tillo. And this game is in danger. This game is in danger of getting a little bit out of control. Gabriel Tillo really threw himself into that tackle. Caught the Sharks man. 20 minutes gone in this second half, and this game is threatening to boil over just a little bit. Both sides have sort of forgotten to play football in the last 5 or 10 minutes here. Maybe we'll get a return to football as the ball comes in just over the head of Shueki. Now Mason Wells is there with McDonald. Plays it away. Yanni Nicolo has the ball. Now in the 49 jersey. He swapped jersey, that little bit of blood. Hollingdale wins it back. Game has calmed down just a little bit here. McLaughlin plays it out for Perez. Perez inside for Olsen. Olsen turns for Maya. Maya has got options at the back post. Floats the ball in. Over the head of Mason Wells. Over the head of Lockie McDonald. And out. And out for a goal kick. Chance for everybody to take a deep breath. Again, Jejenovic taking his time to retrieve the ball quite wisely. Both benches seem to have calmed down as well. A little wry smile from a few people on the Sydney United 58 bench. Now let's hope that cool heads prevail. Still a little bit of chat between the players out there. Tarek Maya, the former Sydney United 58 player, I think, trying to be peacemaker. Now, there is Maya. Ball just floats over his head. Krislovic wins it well. Wada out for Krilic. Mason Wells into space. Wells is there with Nicolou. Back again for Krilic. Krilic with Olsen there. Looking to win it. Has he broken through? He's broken through really well. And he's got Krislovic in the middle, and he's gone again. And he drops it short for Krislovic. Doesn't quite get it. Tillo Shots blocked. Bailey Rule takes it inside, outside. Bailey Rule. And away, and chaos inside the Sutherland Sharks box there. Desperate last-ditch defending. They're looking a little bit more like the team with 10 men, the Sutherland Sharks. And Sydney United 58, but terrific feat there from Bailey Rule. A terrific run down the far left-hand side there from Anthony Krilich. Dropped it back inside. It was Krislovic who tried to shoot first, couldn't quite get it. Then it was Tillo. And then Bailey Rule, looked like the shot was on. And here we have another one of these corners. And again, the mass ranks of both defence and attack all on top of Daniel Nizic. Wada floats it in for Mason Wells. He's got a free header, Wells. And, ball is retrieved really well by Nizic. And now he's got a chance to play it quickly, Nizic. And he does. Takumi Fuka. Looking to get on the end of it. Gets a touch of Fuka. But then just loses his feet. And he was in an offside position there when the ball was played. Flag went up out on that far side. A quarter of this game to go. A very fiery game. We've had cards, we've had incidents, we've had goals. We haven't had a penalty yet, but I'm sure that's coming. Now, McGing plays it forward long over everybody, except Thies just recovers. And now Wells and Maya battling for the ball. Hollingdale drops it outside for McDonald. And again, retreating immediately. You can see the game plan there straight away. Every player, very disciplined play from Sydney United 58. Every single player directly back into his own defence. Looking to go around the outside here is McLaughlin. Tillo was there. And Tillo does really well. Another terrific sliding challenge there from Tillo. If he times that wrong, he'll be in the referee's notebook. But he's been getting the timing exactly right. And Jordi Perez just limping a little bit there. Jordi Perez as he goes to retrieve the ball. And there is Streb Radelovsky. I'm not sure if we can see him in picture. Walking in here, just beside where that throw-in is being taken. Here to support his son, who was the fourth official today. Streb Radelovsky, legend of Australian refereeing. Now, ball crossed in, but just too much on that. Just too much on that from McLaughlin. And the ball goes out and away, and it's gone all the way out to that far side, which affords Vedran Janjetovic another chance to slow things down. He's having a chat to a chap out there in a Sutherland Sharks tracksuit. He's, of course, not taking it from the near side. He's coming back to the other side. He's having a chat to people up in the bar. And that is an experienced goalkeeper. He's run probably 30 to 45 seconds off the clock there. Has a big deep breath before he takes it as well. And that is experience. Now, at the other end of the experience scale, Krislovic looking to get on the end of it. Can't quite get there. Olsen is caught by Krilich there as Krilich went past. Olsen, little glance at the ref. But, an advantage played. And now McLaughlin. He's got a Fuka short. He's got Maya short as well. The discipline again from Sydney United 58. Drop back immediately into two banks. Krislovic is up, pressing, and everybody else just sitting back in two banks. Perez drops it across. Don't think he meant to find Nicolau, but he did. Here's Olsen. Olsen stays on his feet really well. Still on his feet, Olsen. Finds Perez. Olsen gets the ball again, does really well. Back inside, Hollingdale. Back for Olsen. Short for Afuka. Can he turn? Afuka drives it in low. Blocked away well by McGing. And out it goes again. Jordi Perez with the throw-in. Perez, no options really directly in front of him, so goes all the way back to Thies. Van Amerongen will try it a few times during the match. But, we'll stick with Thies for the majority of it. And now McLaughlin out for Perez. Perez does look to be struggling with an injury a little bit, Perez. And now here comes the substitution. Yes, it is. In fact, it's Jordi Perez who comes off. He did look to be struggling with an injury. And off he comes, Jordi Perez in the 5 jersey. And it is Ty McGowan in 22 who is going to be coming on. A much more attacking option here. He really is throwing the attacking options forward. Ty McGowan, an out-and-out attacker in the 22 jersey. And on he goes. Now, Nicolau. Krislovic. Pressing Nizic. Nizic does well. And gets it across to McDonald. He plays it forward. Is there a foul there? There is indeed. Let's get the ball. Let's show some urgency, says David Perkovic down below us. The volume of the crowd has dropped just a little bit. And you can clearly hear David Perkovic. Let's get the ball. Let's show some urgency, he says. Now, can Hollingdale show some of that urgency? He gets a return pass and finds Maya. Again, lots of this possession. Easy possession. They're maintaining this easy possession just on the edge of the box. But it's not really creating many chances for them. And so here's Hollingdale. Again, for Maya. Maya. Intricate little pass. Shiweki looking to get it back. Can't quite get it. And we've moved into the anywhere will do territory now with Bailey Rule playing it long for Mason Wells. Wells takes a beautiful touch, but Nicolau recovers well. And then finds our goal scorer, Lucky McDonald, in the 2 jersey. He drops it back inside for Maya. Maya in for Thies. And Thies again for McLaughlin, repeating this over and over. But they're holding their defence together really well here. Sydney United, 58, driving them back time and time again. Hollingdale floats it in. Floats it in too far, and Janjetovic again takes the ball. Falls down as he gathers it. And then bowls it out. Bowls it out only as far as Takumi Afuka. He's got Shiweki there. He's got Olsen on the edge of the box. Can Shiweki get on the end of it? Can McLaughlin get there? McLaughlin dinks it up. But Janjetovic gets it back again and apologises to both Bailey Rule and Gabrielle Tillo. But now he's going to kick it long, and he looks to find Tillo, and Tillo's got it, and Tillo's got pace to burn. So 3-4 Sharks working their way back to support Thies. Hollingdale amongst them. And then Tomilic for Rule. Rule, he's run into a little bit of space there, a little pocket of space, Bailey Rule, but didn't get the return pass. And now Glassick for Krilic, for Wells. Tackle comes in quickly. McDonald does really well. But, was appealing for the throw-in, doesn't get it, and now Krilic. 30 minutes gone in the second half. Krilic drops the ball down, adjusts the socks, the all-important adjustment of the socks, just to run a few more seconds off the clock. Now Maya gets a little touch, and now here is Thies. Immediately, again, all the red jerseys filing back quickly. Not really looking at the ball, they're just getting back into their defensive positions really, really quickly. Great discipline shown again and again, not allowing any sort of transition from this Sharks team. Now Nicolau, Maya, Thies again for Olsen. Is he going to try one from distance again? He's got Tomilic in front of him, holding him up. And again for Maya, driving them right back just to the edge of the box now. Shiweki looking to get a little intricate pass in for McGowan, can't quite find him. It's going to fall between Olsen and Tillo. Olsen gets the touch from McLaughlin. McLaughlin checks back inside. Finds Olsen again. Olsen plays it in, looking for Shiweki, but he finds Afuka. Good close control from Afuka there. But with so many red jerseys around him, very, very difficult to make anything of it. Olsen. They come again. Wave after wave of attack now from the Sharks. Just absorbing these attacks. Sitting deep. Hollingdale. For Nicolau. Back for Thies. He's got Olsen here on the outside. Olsen. Can he get a cross in? Olsen drives the cross in. Hollingdale flicks it up to the back post. McGowan, can he get there? A fraction away. And no touch from Janjetovic either. And so it is going to be a goal kick. But those attacking options that David Perkovic has sent on, including Ty McGowan, looking to make the difference. He's got Shiweki, he's got McGowan, he's got Afuka, he's got Olsen. Maya, Hollingdale, attack-minded players as well. And, looks like he's sending one of his staff. The host of the Champagne Football Podcast is being sent down to check on the substitutes down there. Gaz Raff. Oh, and that's a heavy challenge. That's a heavy challenge from Krilic on McGowan. But, a shrill blast of the whistle, but no card. Well, they get things started again really quickly. Time is the enemy here for the Sutherland Sharks. 32 minutes gone. Olsen flicks up to the back post. Olsen! And a terrific touch there from Janjetovic. He couldn't have known if there was anyone behind him, and the ball looked for a moment like it might be trickling in. They're coming again. Hollingdale. Again, drops it in for Maya. Maya floats it in. But, these floated crosses, not really calling Vedran Janjetovic much trouble. And Janjetovic now has gone down injured. He's holding his ankle. He immediately went down as soon as he caught that ball. And the physio has made her way out onto the field really quickly. And we're going to have some more substitutions. Well, they might pause and rethink this substitution now. Sydney United 58. In the 15 jersey, Adrian Knez is ready to come on, but there might need to be a goalkeeping substitution. Or perhaps just Vedran Janjetovic using some of his experience.
That's it, top fans. Pick them up. Beautiful.
And Farah Coco also getting ready to come on. So that would seem to suggest that maybe Vedran Janjetovic is not coming off, but we're paused for a few moments. So it's Adrian Knez in the 15 jersey. And Farah Coco in the 44, who appear ready to make their way on. But Janjetovic is hopping up on one leg now. And we'll see if that was a little bit of gamesmanship and experience from Janjetovic, or if he really is suffering from an injury. But as we said, Coco and Knez up on their feet. Coco in the 44, Knez in the 15 jersey. Appear ready to make their way onto the field after this relatively lengthy stoppage for Vedran Janjetovic. And Bailey Rule just pointing to himself. Is it me coming off, he says. He's absolutely run himself into the ground, has Bailey Rule, and he's having a little chat with Miro Vlastelica now. I think it's a how much more have you got in the legs type conversation. Now he's up and about again. Vedran Janjetovic, no substitutions made. And still feeling the effects there as he kicks the ball away. And, Tillo. Ball comes up off his elbow, it looked like. And yes, Mujtab Ibrahimi says that will be a Sharks ball. No substitutions still made. So Knez is up there. Farah Coco still hovering. But fourth official doesn't appear to have his board ready. And so that would suggest the substitutions are not being made just yet. 9 minutes of regular time to go. This would be a win for the ages for Sydney United 58. Down to 10 men. And now Sharks coming again from the right. McGowan plays it in low. Takumi Afuka looking to get on the end of it. Can't quite get there. McDonald goes to ground. That's Krilic, and it's anywhere will do. And Krilic gets it away. Is it time for the substitutions now? It is indeed. And Knez is ready to come on. And is it Wada who's making his way off? And he's going to get himself a yellow card on the way off for the slow jog. And so yellow card, and off he comes. And well, he's been booked now, so we might as well just drain all the time he can. And in the 15 jersey, Adrian Knez is going to come on. No Farah Coco for the moment. And Wada expressing some dissatisfaction to with the fourth official and the assistant referee there. But, off he went, worked hard, and he's got a booking to show for it. Now Maya with the header there, but away and wide, and another chance. Another chance goes a-begging for the Sutherland Sharks. I've been watching a bit of the ice hockey lately. It's Winter Olympics, of course, at the moment. The ice hockey's been on. And if you've got a player in the penalty box and you score, it's called a short-handed goal. Well, this would be a short-handed win for Sydney United 58 if they can hang on here, just like Spirit FC did last week, short-handed. But Spirit FC's red card came relatively late in the game. This red card came in the first half. And so they've played the entire second half with 10 men. They've looked relatively comfortable doing so. The defensive discipline has been excellent. And they will be looking to just hang on here for these last few minutes to try and secure what would be a fantastic win. And that would bring them to 2 for 2. And it would drop the Sharks to 0-2. Now McGowan, chest control, drives it in low. Janjetovic holds it really well. They're going to go for the next substitution here again. All of the experience being shown here by Sydney United 58. They're going to make 2 substitutions, but they're going to make them at 2 separate stoppages. Just again trying to run a few minutes off the clock. Get a few minutes extra out of the legs of the player that's going to be taken off. Very, very experienced coaching. This has been a masterclass from Miro Vostelica. It was his own son who got the red card. But, this has been a masterclass from him in terms of defensive organisation, substitutions, running down the clock. And now Farakoko will come on. And who is it that's going to be making his way off? Is it Gabriel Tillo? He's strolling towards the sideline. No indication. Is it Tillo or is it Rule who's coming off? It's Tillo who's going off. I think he's in danger of getting himself a yellow card as well. Gabriel Tillo, scorer of the first goal here tonight. And a great performance. And he evaded a yellow card brilliantly as well. So all in all, a great performance from Gabriel Tillo. And then McLaughlin, he's straight into the action there. It's Farakoko, and he wins himself a free kick. Who do I give it to, says Riley Hollingdale. I'll take it, says Bailey Rule, and then I will leave it for Liam McGing. McGing waiting for people to get forward. Just 5 minutes of regular time now on the clock as McGing lifts the ball up to the edge of the box. Won well by Nicolou, and then away from McGowan. Tomilic wins it well. Wells takes a touch. Can he get it again, Wells? He can't. And here's McGowan. And he's got 2 players around him. And he has brought down almost immediately another yellow card. Oh, it's like Star City here, the amount of cards we've seen. There is another yellow card, and it's Adrian Canez this time on the receiving end. And they come again. The pattern repeating again. Every player in red behind the ball. Every player in blue looking to maintain possession, but there is so little space out there. They have congested the area just outside the box so well. Now, ball is played in off the back of a red jersey, and then again, no hat-trick this week for Krstovic, mostly defensive duties, and he does them well there to get the ball away. And now Nizic getting himself involved in the action, almost up at halfway. Hollingdale coming very deep is Olsen. Floats it to the back post. McGowan is there. Lets it run for McDonald. And now McGowan. McGowan again. He's got a touch off a red jersey. He does indeed. And it is going to be a Sharks corner, which Olsen will take out on that far side. The Smithies Bar end of the ground, as I'm sure it is going to be called. They're not exactly repeating the strategy, but it's not a dissimilar strategy. Nicolau and Shweki right on top of the goalkeeper, and it's floated in. Tomilic does really well to get it. And now Coco looking to get on the end of the ball there. Canez is there first in the 15 jersey. And he clears it away. They had a chance to maintain a little bit of possession there, but they are not interested in doing that. They just wanted to get the ball away and then drop back into their very solid defensive structure. Nicolau, Maya, Hollingdale again, 1-touch, 2-touch passing inside the Sydney United 58 half. He's hovering just on the edge of the box there again. Does that come off a hand? It does indeed. It didn't look to be an intentional handball. His hand was by his side, but it definitely stopped the ball from coming into the box in a dangerous position. So not much that Adrian Canez could have done about that. But very little choice for our match referee in giving a free kick. 42 and a half minutes gone. Olsen standing over the ball there with Maya. And I feel certain that wall is going to have to move back just a little bit. That Sydney United wall is barely 10 millimetres let alone 10 metres away. And all the way back you go. Says the referee, keep going and keep going. And they are very reluctant to keep going. But eventually he ensures that they do. Just 3 in the wall, well, in fact 2 in the wall now. Nez drops across and covers Ty McGowan. Now Olsen. Maya leaves it. It's Olsen with the left foot. Nicholas Olsen drives it in low and the wall holds its position really well. And now Hollingdale. Hollingdale. Is he fouled there? Shoulder in the back there from Krislovic. Sydney United 58 bench not best pleased about that. Looked like a relatively clear-cut shoulder in the back. And Hollingdale, by the time he takes this, will be up to the 44th minute. Again, Coco just doing enough to slow it down, making sure that his teammates can get organised. The entire Sydney United 58 team just on the edge of the box as Hollingdale plays it in towards the back post. Headed away well. And the ball goes out there, and it's going to be a corner. Ty McGowan, and there's no time to wait for specialist corner takers. Is there more blood on the jersey there? And, well, the tallest player on the field from a Sutherland Sharks point of view, Thies van Emerongen, is having to go off again for the second time. A Sharks player is found to have blood on them, and so they have to go off the field. And they're back again. Both teams with 10 men. Emerongen looking to get a spare jersey. Ball is floated in. Headed up. Flicked away. Olsen drives it back in. Flicked away again by Tomilic. Coco looking to challenge. Hollingdale lets it bounce. Coco and Hollingdale. And yes, he was caught there. Was Riley Hollingdale. And coming back on, he's in the 20 jersey. Is Van Emerongen. He's just grabbed a jersey off one of the subs and got himself straight back out there. The 45 minutes are up. We will see now how many minutes of injury time we're going to have. Olsen. McGowan. Nicolou floats the ball in. Is there a push? No. Coco was there and clears it away well. The board is up. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. Emerongen, is he offside? He's not. McLaughlin floats it in. Headed away really well. McLaughlin gets it back again. And he finds Olsen. Olsen. Pressure. McLaughlin gets there. Great defending. Even at the halfway line they're defending. Krislovic does really well and then immediately drops his head and runs straight back into a defensive position. They've been so disciplined. Ball comes in. Shawecki can't get on the end of it. Now here's Mason Wells. Can he maintain possession here, Mason Wells? He does really well and plays the ball into space here for Farah Coco. Wells goes again. Coco plays it into space for Wells. Wells, can he get around? Can he get around the tackle? He does indeed. Yanni Nicolou. He draws the tackle and draws the foul brilliantly. Mason Wells working extremely hard. Draws the foul, draws the free, draws the yellow. And Yanni Nicolou also goes into the referee's notebook. If you're ever going to make a video about how you're going to run out some time towards the end of a game, that is exactly what you do. Mason Wells just put the head down, drove forward with the ball, played the ball into space. Farah Coco got it. He continued with his run again into space. Coco put the pass exactly where Wells wanted it. He slowed down, waited for the tackle to come, played the ball, went over the tackle. Textbook play from Mason Wells there in terms of running out the clock. And now they will do likewise. Krislovic will take it to the corner flag here. Wells, can he get on the back of it? And then he does well not to give away a foul. Very, very clever play. Now, we're into last chance saloon territory here for the Sutherland Sharks. 2-1 behind. Tillo and Krilic with the goals. McDonald with the goal for Sutherland. A red card for Vlastelic on the 40th minute. They have played so much of this game with just 10 players. Can they hang on? We're going to have a corner. Coco concedes the corner. Sure, can I go forward? Daniel Lizic goes forward. David Perkovic says, yes, sure. We had almost anything. We haven't done a penalty. Are we going to get a goalkeeper goal? This game has had just about everything. Daniel Lizic is up from the back and he's going to try and win this, and it's in the direction of Daniel Lizic and he doesn't quite get it. And now Maya drifts it back in. Tomilic plays it forward. Hollingdale has done well to go back. Well, Nisic nearly got his head on the ball there, and it's going to come in again, floated in again. Janjetovic comes and claims. And is there a little clash there? The referee is saying, I'm stopping the watch. Liam McGing went down, but he seems to have made a very quick recovery. And now the ball is thrown back to Janjetovic again, waiting as long as he can. Urges his teammates forward. Will there be another substitution? Every single trick of the book being played here by the very, very wily Miro Vostelica. And it's Barato in the 2 jersey who might be coming on. And it is Mason Wells there who gets a lusty round of applause from the Sydney United 58 supporters in attendance. And so it is Mason Wells off. And Barato on. Max Barato, that is, the number 2. They come again. Nikolai floats it in. Coco is there, gets it away well. Olsen, chance to shoot. Can he go around Coco? Battling for the ball. Bailey Rule again. He's been terrific as well, Bailey Rule. And plays the ball up into the crowd. And Ian Fan there gets the ball. And Sydney United 58, their bench threw the ball onto the field there. That is a extra ball situation. Now, one in the air. Looking to get it a second time. No touches. And out it goes for a goal kick. And they look like they're hanging on here. Sydney United 58. The minutes and the seconds tick down. Janjetovic again comes across to the other side. And they are in a position to really spoil the party here. Sutherland Sharks, their home opener. We've got a huge crowd in. Down to 10 men. But they are at the moment hanging on for what will be a famous victory. Ball comes forward. Nikolai wins. Finds Olsen. Olsen. Is he fouled? He is indeed. Will Nisic go forward again? Will Nisic take the kick or will he go forward himself? No, he's saying get everybody forward. I'll take it. Everybody forward, says Daniel Nisic. And he is going to float the ball up towards the edge of the box. And he does. Floats it a bit too far, does he? He does indeed. And it's Vedran Janjetovic who takes the ball. And there is the final whistle. A famous victory here for the red, white and blue of Sydney United 58. They opened the scoring in the 18th minute through Gabriel Tillo. 25 minutes in, it was Lockie MacDonald who levelled things up to make it 1-1. And then in the 40th minute, a red card. Vlastelica, Adrian Vlastelica that is, Sydney United 58 captain with the red card. They hung on from there. Looked like they were happy to shut up shop and just play for a draw. But a draw was not good enough for them. Krilic in the 15th minute of the second half. A fantastic goal. Anthony Krilic from a corner. They hung on brilliantly. Very disciplined in defence. And as we wrap things up here at Seymour Shaw Stadium, it is the home side and the 11 players of Sutherland Sharks 1, the away side, the 10 men of Sydney United 2. A fantastic game here with a terrific crowd, and we'll wish you a very good night from Seymour Shaw. Good night.
Under 20s, Sydney United and under 20 Sharks coming up as well. So thank you so much for coming out. It's been a wonderful afternoon and evening of action. Thank you. Remind everyone safe, please remain behind the fence. Do not enter the field of play. We have the under 20s knockout at 7:45 p.m. Today's match day sponsor was Culinary GWM, a proud supporter of the Sharks. Thank you to the WM team for helping make today's event possible. A big shout out to our major sponsor. We do appreciate it. They are just located up the road in Kennery. They offer competitive free pricing for all Sutherland Shark Football Club members. Just remember the Sharks when you visit Sutherland Sharks. We would like to extend a sincere thank you to all our Verity Plus sponsors. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. This is the next home game is the 21st of February.